What's good? What's good, YouTube? How you doing? It's your boy Aristotle R with R. We back with another episode of Stock Sundays, one of the best stock shows ever that gives you an update every Sunday about what's going on and what to buy. All right, folks, you know what time it is. Do me a favor and leave me a comment. And I also ask for one more thing, folks. For my research and everything I do, all I ask you guys to do is to like this video and leave a comment below when it's posted. All right, that's all I ask, folks, in exchange for giving you guys free game. All right, let's see where you guys are from. We got Indy in the building. We got Wichita, Kansas. We got Corona. Let's see. Got all types of stuff going on. And then we're going to get right into it, folks. I ain't going to waste you guys' time because I know you guys' time is valuable. All right, we got Dallas, Texas in the building, Decatur, Georgia, ATL. All right, if you made money watching Stock Sundays or just watching my YouTubes, all right, put a yes and tell me how much. All right, it's the end of the year. Don't be shy. Also, leave me an email. I'll give you guys my email as well. Or actually put it in the Discord. Leave a testimony in the Discord. You could join the free one and leave it there, and I'll show you guys where to leave it real quick. All right. Let me see something real quick. Watch this. All right, boom. There we go. All right, we Gucci. So let's get into it, folks. Let's get right into it. So first of all, there are no major reports for December 16th through the 20th, my people. None, all right? But then we will be out. Actually, we need to, this is old. It is way past that. Here we go. All right, so we refreshed it. We will, okay, so Wednesday we're closed. All right. And then we should have a half day right before that because it'll be, what is today? The 22nd, 23rd will be Monday, 24th, 25th. So this should be a half day on Tuesday. Wednesday should be closed for Christmas. And yeah, all right, folks. So let's see if we get a Santa rally. All right, let's see if we get a Santa rally. So before I go in and show you guys my favorite stocks, first of all, let's go in and look at some of these testimonials real quick, just a few of them. All right, folks, if you can look at some of these testimonials, you'll see. All right. You'll see that people talk about how they came from different groups and had a great time in Honey Drip. You're just going to see a lot of stuff going on, folks. All right. Just going to see a lot of stuff of people just getting money in Honey Drip. Make sure you guys tap in. I ain't going to read some of these testimonials, but you guys know what's up. All right. Now let's go into what I see for next week. Oh, and here's another thing I wanted to show you guys before we keep going. I called LMT, and I also gave the pick on Stock Sundays. Not Stock Sundays, but Market Talk. So I'll show you guys that real quick. If you guys remember, I talked about Market Talk on episode 6, I believe, too. Right here. I'll show you guys real quick. So I was talking about this defense stock, and then one guy, he deleted the comment, but I was talking about LMT pretty much, Lockheed Martin, and this was posted 2 days ago. And guess what a guy gonna tell me when I got in? And here's why I tell you guys. Look at this comment this guy made. He made a comment saying, let me see if I could zoom in. I wish it could. Oh, there we go. All right, there we go. We can zoom in. All right, he says, I wouldn't buy this stock above 445. We're talking about LMT. It's a falling knife. The RSI is only 37 on the weekly chart. You want to buy at below RSI 30. This guy's crazy. Not only, it's just crazy that, and I guarantee this guy has not been investing for a minute. And whoever taught him how to invest definitely taught him wrong. You're supposed to always buy falling stocks. For one, the guy said, don't buy a falling stock. Why wouldn't you at a discount? That's for one. I guess someone's teaching him to buy these to take risks only on breakouts. Good luck with that, folks. But yeah, unfortunately, whoever this was, he's not smarter than me, and we proved it. I made 6,000 off this play, and yeah, the guy just doesn't cut it. 6,400 is a lot of money to make for you to be that wrong. But anyways, let's get into the actual plays. We'll go to Bitcoin just to let people know who want to correct me in the comments. Just know, you're dealing with somebody who invests for real. So I told people about this pattern. This is Bitcoin, BTC. I told people SPY and BTC are both forming some weird looking patterns. Not weird, but Bitcoin is definitely forming this weird pattern where it has this support line right here, and then it broke down and retested and came back down. And I told people below 92,000, it could see 85K. And so far, like I said, folks, technicals are pretty easy. If you look at Bitcoin on the 4-hour chart, you can see that it broke down. This support line came back, retest, broke down again. I actually believe SPY will do the exact same thing. SPY broke down on this rising wedge pattern, and this is the part I want to talk about. Like I said, folks, I don't know what anybody else believes in. I just know I make a lot of money doing what I do. And some people are like, well, chart patterns, people would make fun of you if you trade chart patterns. And I'm like, so here's the thing, folks. Correct. So if you really think about it, right, this is human psychology. This is a reversal pattern. All patterns are doing is showing you human psychology. We broke support. All right. So it's bigger than just chart patterns. I look at stuff from more than just a chart pattern concept, but from a 4-hour, hourly, 5-minute type concept as well. But this is a daily candle that broke support, correct? Now, if we bring up the 8 EMA, this could simply be a retest of broken support, and it can keep falling after touching near that green line is 8 EMA. All right, so we need to be careful with that, or it could come up easily tomorrow and retest. So I'll show you guys something. Rising wedge pattern, and then you'll see some form of retest somewhere, like right here. So if you see right here, it broke down, and it could easily come back up and retest and fall back down. Now, I did state this in Market Talk episode 5, right here, episode 5. I was talking about it right here. All right, I was talking about how we could easily get a retest. Okay. Now I know double clicking adds it to full screen. Let me see if I can talk about the scenario where I'm charting it and I'm drawing on the, where is it? I think I'm talking about it right there. But yes, if you pay attention to Market Talk, which is my new show, I'll play it for you guys. And then one day, sizable drawdown. All right, and that's QQQ, and same with SPY. We'll talk about that later. But anyways, you guys get the picture. So I'm watching SPY for a drawdown. Now let's get into my top picks. All right, folks. So my top picks are, number one, for one, I'm watching SPY and Bitcoin drawdowns. Based on the support levels that were broken, it could possibly come right back down. Let me look at the 4-hour real quick. 4-hour. Broke below 200 MA, retested 200 MA, coming back down. We shall see. Or it could easily retest this support line and then fall. So, it's either, I just still believe we're going to fall either way it goes, or, hey, I'm just telling y'all based on life itself. We broke a key level of support. We keep coming down. But I do see some very bullish plays. That's the crazy thing about it. Number one is Baba. So even though we broke down, I go to the 1-day chart. All right. And then we reset it right here. So we got this trend line on Baba. Now, I'm not a fan of Chinese stocks. 1, 2, 3. Fourth touch of support. And then it's oversold on, well, not even oversold, but it has bullish divergence. So that looks great above. If Baba can get above 83, that would be a good one so far. I like Baba. Now, again, Chinese stocks scare the crap out of me because, for one, I just don't understand. I don't do enough research on their economy. Let's go look at Baba's balance sheet real quick. Yeah, I'm not even gonna lie to y'all. I'm not really a fan of Chinese stocks, but I play them when I see a good setup. But I always play them kind of lightly. So Baba is rising in revenue over the last almost 4 years, trailing 12 months, 85 billion in Chinese though, as far as I'm concerned, right? Yep. Currency is in CYN. So I'm not sure what exactly these mean. But yeah, I'm tapping into that. How much it means per US dollar. Let me show you guys my next one. So I like Baba above 183, and I like ExxonMobil. ExxonMobil has this very oversold. I tried to catch them in this area and everything. I called Lockheed Martin. So yeah, but ExxonMobil, I'll say above 106.2. You know, I like ExxonMobil as well at this little key level right here. You know, it bounced from it before, has some, history at this key level. ExxonMobil would be my second, and then my third would be chickens. So we made some good money off chicken. I like Tyson's chicken. Now, I would have to go look at their balance sheet, and then I would have to go look at other indicators and things like that. But I'm watching Tyson's chicken. You know, this was a nice little level to break out of at one point. Keep bouncing from this level. And then it's retesting this level while having some sort of third touch of support here. So 1 touch, 2 touch, 3 touch, while being oversold on the RSI. If Tyson's chicken can get above 58.8, that'll be a good one. Tyson's chicken, and then I'm watching Adobe. Now this one could just be for the large accounts, Adobe. So we have a bullish engulfing at support here on ADBE, Adobe. So yes, we have a bullish engulfing at support. If it can get above 451.5, that would be a good one. So those would be my top 4. I love when things fall. The only thing that's kind of concerning is, it's very hard to really swing long because we've broken down this rising wedge pattern. So that's my only concern. Like if you're desperate and you're just trying to get in something this week, then, I like some of my 4 plays, don't get me wrong, but they're still risky due to the fact that we broke support. So even if we come up in retest, I still believe, based on how aggressive this selling was and the fact that this is a notorious chart pattern, which is a rising wedge. And if you know, the opposite of a rising wedge is falling wedge. So I'm going to show you guys something so you guys understand what I mean by why I'm scared of this pattern, because it's the opposite of the large pattern that we usually play that takes off. So if we go into my chat and we type in from user King Biari, let's go look at some of these old falling wedge patterns that I take. So we're gonna look up falling wedge. All right. So let's go look at some of these BA. That wasn't a good one. Let's go look at something else. I played so many of these. Which one is this one? I don't think that one played out. We be looking for these all the time. Duck. Yeah, Duck was the last one, successful one we played. All right, so Duck. And then Pacey was another one we took. All right, so I'm going to show you guys the last one we took. All right, so check this out. See that? This is the bullish version, but we're currently playing the bearish version. So here's a bullish version. We actually caught, that was the last one we caught. And I'll show you guys. And then we caught another one. Where this shit at? Duck. All right. I'll show you guys where we caught this one a minute ago. I call these so much that I just, here we go. All right. Two cons, Duck. That was 7-8, and this shit went nuts when we caught that. Duck went like 100 and 200%. Yeah, right here. My main watch is Duck for next week's small account challenge for this falling wedge before it even broke out. So I be calling stuff before it even broke out. And then we got in another falling wedge, which I'll show you guys the retest. What was it called? Plug. All right, so Plug was a minute ago, but I'll show you guys the retest version of what I'm talking about. So here's the a better look of the falling wedge pattern. So you see that, folks? See what happens? And then it broke out and then it retested. So this is the bullish version of it. And we caught this one as well. I called this in my chat a minute ago. Plug. And we made 200% on that. So this was years ago, folks. I be playing falling wedges for a minute. So I'm just letting you know, these are plays that I typically make 200% on. And this was a minute ago. This was 2021. So, you know, I'm just letting y'all know, if this plays out the way, and look, and remember I was talking about this, the retest. This was 3 years ago. So look how consistent I'm talking about stuff. This is just the opposite pattern of this right here. See that? This is the rising wedge, but I called the falling wedge using the same exact picture from 3 years ago. And it retested. And I even called the retest. I even told them about the retest. So this was years ago. As you can see, 2021. I called, not only did I call the breakout, we made money on this, but we also made money on this as well for 200%. Right? So I'm telling you all of this and showing you all of this because this is the opposite version of that. So this thing could tank very far based on how many times I played the bullish version. You get what I'm saying, folks? So that's my whole thing, you know. Watch out for that. By the way, let's look at all these yeses that everybody said. Yes, yes. They made money. Yes, yes. Yes, yes. All right. That's right. Everybody made money. All right. But that's my whole thing. But I also like Tesla bullish. So I'm not sure, you know, exactly. I won't say I'm not sure, but this is going to be a hard one to really play around with because Tesla is retesting broken resistance turn support now, right? So Tesla broke all-time highs, and then now it's retesting broken resistance turn support. So if we look at, let's duplicate this tab. If we look at break, so I'm not sure, man. It's going to be kind of hard. And then we have Christmas coming up. So Tesla pretty much did this. It broke resistance, and then now it's retesting resistance. And it could go from here. Who knows? This could be a great entry for Tesla. It's a very hard, and it's a short week. So that's another thing people got to realize. It's going to be a very shaky and unpredictable week. Great setups, but be cautious and don't try to be a hero. You got like 6 days left, 10 days left in the year. If you haven't made a bunch of money this year, you're better off taking it slow for next year, And I'm going to give you guys some game on my next market talk about how to come in the year and come in with the right mindset to be profitable. All right, folks, but that's it. That's all I have for Stock Sundays. And I'm going to start cutting these pretty short so you guys don't have to rewatch too many minutes. But on the next episode of Market Talk, and who knows, I might do it tonight. I'm going to chill tonight, though. I'm going to chill. Kind of tired. Just got back from Colorado. Just got home. But yeah, folks, for next year, what I recommend, folks, is you got 2 ways to go about this. If you're doing the day trading, then you have to divide the year up into 250 because there's 250 trading days in 1 year. All right. So if you average $100 a day, you will make $25K by the end of the year. Average $200 a day, you will make $50K by the end of the year. Average $300 a day, you will make $75K by the end of the year. But the thing is, it's so much fluff on the internet, so much crazy stuff. You see people making these crazy gains, and you believe that it's possible, and you will oversize. It's like, in my opinion, trading is taught wrong on the internet, but long-term investing isn't. So 90% of the stuff I see on the internet is influencing traders to be kind of Wall Street bet-ish. Flip your account. Flip. We're playing the flip game. And because that's being widely taught, all right, y'all, I'm about to throw all my money into this play. All right. It's like they give themselves no room for error. You get what I'm saying? And that's not the right way to trade. You need to use risk management. But then you got the second way you can play of 2025. You can do the day trading way, which is consistent profits. 1 to 2 trades per day, no more than 3. 3 profitable trades. Don't ever go over 3 trades per day, right? And that's easy money if you do it right, especially if you only want a little bit. Because $400 a day equals, you got to think, $400 a day equals a 6-figure contract. I mean, a 6-figure, income. So the second way you could play it is adding long-term and leap trading, which is, I'm going to do a combination of both. I like all of it. I'm not going to lie to you. Sometimes there are no more leaps in long-term trades to do. So you get bored and you got to go day trade. And then sometimes there are no day trades. And so much stuff is on the dip that you got to swing, And then sometimes there's just a great opportunity that you want to take the risk on because you're up in so much profit. So believe it or not, when you get profitable first, you're going to be able to take better risks because now you don't feel like you have to catch up. You don't feel like you have to revenge trade. So I always tell people, focus on getting profitable first. Build yourself a cushion so that now when you take risks, you're taking calculated risk, and don't risk all of your money because that can happen. I'm going to tell you the phases that you can go through, especially if you're watching me. For everybody who's watching me right now, consider yourself lucky. You're on the page where you're more than likely going to win. All right. And the reason why is because I focus on how to flip your account. I'm not, if you missed the Bitcoin wave, you missed it. If you missed the leap wave, the first wave of the Nvidias, the Apples, the Metas, the Microsofts, all of that, okay, cool. But the good news about leap trading is there's new leaps to get into. The bad news about crypto, don't get me wrong, Bitcoin is falling a little bit, but the bad news is if you don't have the money to put in during this next fall, considering if Bitcoin falls significantly below 100K, you know, if you miss this next opportunity, you missed it for life, in my opinion. In my honest opinion. If crypto drops to 80,000, it's a great buy. And that would be the first great buy. Every 10,000 below 80,000, you should just be putting in money. And the reason why is because 80,000 is 20%, nearly like 25% from the most all-time high. All-time high is like 108, 109, right? So 80 is what? 28,000 beneath all-time highs. So that means one day, if you can afford one Bitcoin, you can make 28K, right? If you can buy at 80K, if you can buy at 70K, then 38K is your range. Even if you don't make the full 38K, at least getting a piece of that. And if it falls to 60K, now you got 48K of range in order for it to get back to the all-time high. So 60K would be load the boat. 50K would be throw your house at it, go get a loan. And 70K would be, you know, load. I would just say load every 10,000. But especially 80. 80 would be one of the newest entries. And then, of course, with the stock market, we're just waiting on SPY to fall. We're just waiting on all of these drops. So, you know, if you guys are interested in learning all of this, hit the link in the description. You know, leave a like and all of that. I'll pin a link in the comments. If you're on IG Live, comment the word trial. And yeah, folks, I'm going to be honest with y'all. And this is the honest truth before I get out this live. I'm personally going to use stocks and crypto to get richer. I'm already doing it. But, you know, now that I know the systems that I like to use, because sometimes, and, you know, I wanted to master the stock market. This was something that I wanted to master. And I can honestly say in 2024, I've mastered it. I've always been good at it. But it took until 2024 for me to master it, to master my style of trading. Even though I've made six figures, I've made $1 million before, made 7 figures prior to 2024. But even when you make money, it's always something missing. And I feel like the part that was missing for me, I was a great technical analysis guy, but fundamentals, I really studied it even harder in 2024, the fundamental analysis. So I say all that to say, I'm comfortable throwing in like everything I have. Like right now, I have a little over 3 million to throw into the stock market for the next dip, right? But I've turned 700,000 into 2 million. So that means I'll turn 3 million next market dip into maybe a 9 or a 10, correct? So I'm either going to triple or, you know, double my money. I know that. So now that I understand that I know how to double and triple my money, I can go in with these large sizes, correct? But remember, I'm 28. So I'm telling you this. I can teach you how to do all of that. I could teach you how to turn 100 into a 400, a 10 into a 40, a 40 into a 120. I know how to double and triple my income. And I even know how to go to the bank and leverage my money and play the banks. So I know all types of things. Like now I don't have to pay cash for a thing ever in my life. I can just put the cash in the bank, borrow against my cash, correct? So now that I know all of these different wealth hacks, even buying real estate with your capital gains is 100% tax write-off, correct? So all of these things I'm taking into 2025, and I'm ready to help other people get wealthy as well. These nuggets. Not only did I self-teach myself, but you know, I want others to get rich. So the game plan is this, folks. Join my Discord. When I buy Bitcoin, I'm going to let you know. When I buy other cryptos, I'm going to let you know. When I buy any stock, I'm going to let you know. All right. When I buy real estate, I'm going to let you know. So you're going to watch me. By 2030, I should be worth 100 million. But you're only hearing this on this live, correct? Now, that doesn't mean you won't get a share. I want to teach other people how to. So if I'm gonna be worth 100, what will you be worth? A few M's, 2 M's, 5 M's. Like whoever takes this journey with me for the next 5 years, I know is going to get rich. And by know, I mean because I know what I'm doing. I know what I'm going to do. And I'm going to tell you what you could do to mimic me and get to your millions. I'm going to explain exactly what you can do to get to 500,000 to 1,000,000. What you need to do is you need to pick 3 of these things, all right, before I leave this live. You need to either deposit $400 a month, $1,000 a month, even better, $3,000 a month, correct? So anybody who can commit to depositing 400, 1,000, or 3,000 is going to win. Now I'm going to put in about 50 to 100K per month. I'm going to buy income. That's what we're doing. So I'm going to tell you how I'm going to get wealthy. I'm going to show you how you can. All right. So this is what I'm going to do, and this is what I'm going to show you guys how to do. So I'm going to show everybody how they can get wealthy with me and how I can assist you with getting wealthy. I'm going to go to calculator. I don't even know how to spell this. I know how, but I messed it all up. All right. Actually, investment. Oops. All right. And we'll go to the one that says calculator.net. All right, so here's how I'm going to help you guys get rich. And here's what I'm doing with celebrities and all these other people as well. So here's the game plan. All right, ready, break. Here we go, folks. Here's how I can help all of you get rich. So 15% is pretty easy for me to get. If you don't believe me, you can go down my leaps and you can see that 15% is nothing. I'm getting these off any play that you see me do. So for everybody who's about to be, how are you going to get a 15% return? I get way better returns than this. I'm being generous. I'm being extra generous. All right. Even right here, long term, I'm up 800,000. Look at these percentages. That's just off long term. Like 15% is a little too easy. So before you start asking me questions about how in the world am I going to get you this type of money, I do this, folks. All right. You can look at anything that I've called out and it's been well over 200%, 100%, this and that. So don't look at this and be like, oh, well, the Google told me, or I heard a little birdie or my neighbor who never invested told me 15% is hard to make. I'm not your neighbor. All right. So anyways, we're going to start with 1,000. Here's the people who got $400 to spare every month. All right. So you're going to deposit $400 a month, 10 years, 15% return. You're probably going to have to do a little bit better though. For the people who can't deposit a lot of money, you got to get a higher percentage return. So this is what you'll have in 10 years. Not a lot, but it's better than what you were at. All right. Now here's the people who got a little bit more money to deposit. Now 25%, I'm going to say 15% to be safe. I know I can get everybody a 15%. Now 25%, you're going to have to do a little studying, this and that. And then for the 30s, the hundreds and all of that, now you got to hold as long as I do. So it's levels to this shit. Is it easy to get this? I mean, all I did was buy and hold. But is it, you know what I'm saying? Like, even this one with Lulu, we bought this one sometime in June, but we're already up 185%. And then, yeah, a lot of stuff like that. But that's how I can help all of you. By what I'm going to do is every time you deposit $1,000 a month into your investment account for the next 5 years, I'm going to give you and spoon feed you the plays to be able to get you this return. All right. So I know what you're asking me. How are you going to? So this is at a 15% return. So by 2030, you should have this much. But to be honest, folks, I do numbers like this. And this is what you should have by depositing $1,000 a month, starting with 1,000. Now I'm going to tell you what I'm going to do and what I recommend doing So I recommend taking a 10-year route. All right. So 2035. I don't believe in a 5-year route because everybody should be playing long term. Think about it. If you start in 2020, by 2030, you would be here, but you're not. So in 10 years, you should have a half a million at what I can show you how to do. Now, if you do 3,000, here's for my big bankroll people. Now, here's the sweet spot. See that? That 3,000. And then you don't even have to make that much of a return. You can do like a 20% and still hit a million. So here's the sweet spot. Everybody screenshot that. You need to be putting in $3,000 a month into your investment account. And you need to be getting a 20% return on average for the next 10 years, and you'll be a millionaire. Now, granted, you're going to get there more than likely faster, and I'm going to explain why. So me personally, and I know what you guys are thinking, Aristotle, where the hell am I getting $3,000 a month from? I've broken this down so many ways. So you can either do it my way. I'm going to tell you how to get this $3,000 a month. First, let me go and show you what I did to do it, because a lot of people, you gotta show them in order to believe. All right, folks. Let me see if this is the one. All right. So here's where you're going to get your $3,000 a month from. And this is something I'm not going to tell you something I never did. All right, folks. So this is years ago when I used to trade and everything. Well, not used to, I still trade. This is years ago. But yes, folks, how did I be able to afford to deposit $3K a month into my Robinhood account? Because I was in the Army and I was cutting hair on the side. So you need a side hustle. Everybody always asking me, what's the way to get rich? Your side hustle powers your investments. So I used to cut hair. I didn't care if you were white, Hispanic, anything. I could cut your hair. And I would make $3K a month. I made so much money, I was able to travel with my wife years ago. We all on the Cayman Islands years ago. If you look right here, 2018. I've been taking vacations with my woman since 2018 or 2017. You know, we've been cruising, going to Mexico since before the pandemic. So this is nothing new to me. I've been getting money for a long time, and all I've been doing was investing my barber money, as you can see. So that is what you're going to do. You're going to live off one stream of income and invest the other, okay? That's where you're going to get this $3,000 a month from. All right. Now you might not get the full 3,000, even if it's 2,000. See what I'm saying? Something is better, but what I recommend is 1,000 and up. Now, how do you get that? You can drive Uber, you can do DoorDash, you can do hair, you can cut grass, so you need to live off your job money and invest this money. So that's what I was doing. I was in the Army full time, but I was investing my $3,000 a month into the stock market. So that was really my re-up money. Well, not re-up money, but all the money I made that month. But I was flexing it and spelled out my name. And this was 2017. So I've been repping Aristotle since before. This isn't something new. You get what I'm saying? Like, you guys are just new to me. I've been investing since before the pandemic. Most guys are just gurus because they heard of Aristotle and they want to be one. I've been doing this for a long time. So I know how the market moves. I know how it breathes. I know everything. And then this is just a long time ago. So you got to think, after I made my first 1,000 in a month off stocks, and this wasn't the first time I did it. This is just the first time I posted it. I just didn't believe in the Army anymore. I knew what I was going to do. And if you look right here, folks, I've been talking about this same calculator since 2018. So I knew I was going to get rich since 2018. This was my plan. My plan was after 15 years at a 30% return, $400 a month, I was going to be at 1.3. All right. So I was 21. By the time I was 36, I was going to be a millionaire. That was my first plan. All right. So notice that this same calculator that I'm showing you right here, I've been using since 2018. So I'm not telling you some shit just to blow smoke up your ass. This is something I planned out myself. All right. I planned my wealth strategy myself years ago. since 2018. You can look at this date right here. All right. I knew I was going to be rich. So I look at people who be like, oh, he's only rich off courses and this and that. I'm like, you don't know me. I already knew what I was going to do. You just didn't have a plan. Just because you didn't have one doesn't mean I didn't have one. You get what I'm saying? I was going to get rich regardless. Just off doing this. All I needed was the incomes that I had. I had 3 good incomes. I invested, barbered, and cut hair. I made $4K a month from the Army, $3K a month cutting hair, and then I was making $4K a month barbering. So I was making well over $10K at age 21. This is Aristotle at 21 years old. I was making 15 to 10K by myself without no courses, no nothing. Then I wrote a book. I wrote this book, and this is what got me the money to reinvest into my business, because so many people were asking me, hey, Aristotle, I want to be like you. Look, I'm about to show you. If you don't believe me, I'm not a guru because I'm a guru by force. Because look how many people was requesting when I was posting this type of stuff. Watch this. Watch this. They're going to be like, motivation for real. Wow, that's awesome. They're going to be like, I want to learn. What was I saying back in the day? Too volatile. I don't like buying stocks after they reach 230. Let me see what I was saying. I remember like at one point they was like, bro, teach me. I would like to learn. I would like to learn, bro. Put me on. I'm trying to learn. I want to learn. I want to learn. So how the hell could I ignore these comments? See what I'm saying? I didn't even want to be a guru. I didn't even know what that was. All I was doing was just posting my stats. I just fell in love with the stock market. And people were like, hey, bro, I want to learn. So you got to think, this is before the pandemic. This is 2018. I'm the soldier boy of this shit. So what I do, I'm like, God damn, so many people requesting me to learn. Let me write a book. So I write this book. In this book, I make 500K off of. So by the time I wrote this book, I only made about 40K. You get what I'm saying? I only made about 40K investing. I didn't know that there were other people online. I didn't know none of that stuff. Look where I was. I'm in fucking Atlanta and Savannah, bro. I don't know anything. I never heard of anybody. I'm just oblivious. I'm in my own world, self-taught myself, wrote this book. I took off, and look what happens. I'm able to afford stuff like this, and then all I'm doing is reinvesting that book money. And then I start a chat a little later after that, right here, right? Then I start my chat, and then, yeah, it just takes off from there. So, I'm just letting you guys know it's ways to do this. My original way was to just keep putting in money. And then next thing you know, people wanted to learn from me, and I fast tracked it a little more. So, either way it go, I was going to be a millionaire. And on top of that, I had a 6-figure job lined up. So a lot of people don't know that I was IT. So I was going to get rich either way it go. Because here's another way that I was going to get rich that people don't even know. I forgot to say this part. So people be like, oh, you would have been rich, because I would have been rich off my job too. So people don't know what I used to do in the Army. I'm going to show you. I'm going to show you exactly what I used to do. I think it's this one. Where is it? Is it this one? Yes. Right here. This is what I used to do for a living. I used to deploy satellites and, pretty much IT stuff, right? And we had to go to Hurricane Harvey, so I had to go to Houston at the time, but we were stationed in San Antonio, Texas. So at this point in time right here, I had a 6-figure job lined up outside of the Army. I had my Security Plus certification and my top secret clearance. So I was going to be making 150 when I got out at age 22. They were already requesting. I already had jobs. I had 2 jobs lined up, one in DC and one in Atlanta for 100. One was for 100 and one was 150. The 150 one was in DC. So let's do the math, folks. For people who like, oh man, I was just going to get rich regardless. So not only was I investing my money, but I had a nice job lined up as soon as I got out. So I don't even know how much 150 is per month. How much was I going to make per month? Boom. So I was gonna be making $12,000 a month when I moved to DC, right when I got out the army. And guess what I was gonna do with that $12,000? Guess what I was gonna do? So now let's talk about that, because people don't want to mention that part. So let's say if I would have put in $5,000 a month out of my 12K, because I always live below my means. So let's just say 6K, because I'm the type of guy who will do this. So I was just gonna it wasn't nothing nobody could do to stop me from getting rich. It wasn't nothing you could do. You get what I'm saying? All you could do is just sit there and hate and cry. All right. That's all you could do at that point. So I'm just somebody who was going to get rich regardless. Now, I don't know about you, but I was just made for this shit. It wasn't nothing nobody could do. I was either going to invest my job money. I was going to barber my way out of this shit. It's just how it go. So if you're interested in learning this shit, comment the word trial. Click the link in the description. I'll teach you how to not only get money, but, hey, it's so much stuff. And if you're interested in scoring those high-figure, six-figure jobs, I can put you on with that. I'm well connected in the IT world. I know how to get you your Security Plus cert, and I know how to show you how to get that top secret clearance. Now, you got to pay for that. That shit costs like 40 racks. But comment the word trial on Instagram. And if you're on YouTube, click the link in the description. Pay your $25. Tap in. It's a beginner's course. And I'm going to do a class, Christmas Eve, free for the class to show you how to prepare for 2025 once again. All right. So if you guys are interested in getting rich for the next 5 to 10 years, tap in, comment the word trial, pay your 25, and then it's only 25. And remember, folks, whatever you pay me, I'm going to give you your ROI. I know what I'm doing. I know how I was going to get rich regardless. So, you know, you looking at somebody who it doesn't matter, Instagram or not. I'm just that nigga, bro. That I'm doing. Unfortunately, I know it sucks because a lot of people can do it without the internet. Couldn't. I'm just somebody who just going to do it. It's nothing nobody can do about it. It is what it is. All right, I was meant the ball. But anyways, you guys have a great time, and I'll conclude this Stock Sundays. Tap in.